being picked up for the side of Elite 8. And of course, in response, we do see an Idris picked up as well. For our next ban, we are going to see a Koshka ban. Koshka hasn't been seen to be banned or even picked up as of recently, even in 2.6 itself, because, I mean, she is a very strong hero, but she kind of falls off in the late game. So if you know how to snowball your game well, then, you know, Koshka will be a very valuable pick. And that is why I guess the side of Impunity will be removing Koshka from the equation. And of course, in response, just removing the second healer from the fold of the Bane of Vainglory is very helpful for the side of Elite 8 as well, especially when they picked up Grace, who do not match the sustain coming out from Lyra, at least in the early game.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing a second rotation here from Impunity on the Glaive. I think we've seen this before, wherein, you know, the, what do you call this? The Idris delivery system, where it's the Glaive and the Idris, and then it's just going to be them diving in onto a very squishy target and bursting them down. So maybe this is going to be something that, you know, Impunity will be using in this game one.
Well, I think the delivery system was done by Taka, and you know, and it was a really great system to use, because when Taka is in Kaku and Idris is in him, no one can quite see him unless, of course, you've got flares. If not, then vision around. But the side of Elite 8, they are going to go for that Vox just to match up Idris's power, but we all know Vox's build in the late game, coming into the late game, scales so badly because of how cheaply you can build your Vox with that tension bow, poison shift first item into tension bow, and ultimately that breaking point. Whereas Idris, he can opt to go for 4 damage items, which will outscale your Vox in that of the late game. And on top of that, Idris, more than usual, will build that Sorrow Blade as the first item, and to complete the column coming up from the side of Elite 8. We might see that Taka, the Idris delivery system that you were talking about, coming up from the side of Impunity. And at a point in time, that team that took this comp out played it very, very well as well. And whether or not they can stand up to Samuel, who is, you know, the third pick coming up from the side of Elite 8, is a whole nother equation, because Samuel is so strong once he gets his level 2. But based on draft alone, Asurai, which team are you rooting for?
I mean, it's kind of difficult to say, because I mean, from what I'm seeing, these two teams kind of have, like, for Impunity side, you got yourself the try to tag you type of team, and then the other one's trying to, you know, try to keep away from that tag. If that makes any sense. So maybe I'm just gonna be looking forward to how Impunity plays this out, because I'm just a big fan, or rather from last week, I'm a huge fan of the Taka Idris duo combo.
And one more thing we must realize as well, it's that the lack of peel coming up from the side of Elite 8. No doubt they have the stronger early game in terms of the Grace, that Samuel, when Samuel hits level 2, that power spike, and of course Poison Shift, the first item picked up at Vox, on Vox, will make him push out and deal out a lot of damage as well. So, and as for the side of Impunity, they are going for the comp that they want to dive into you, they want to execute, they want to go in and take down the main carry, which will be Vox, if not then Samuel, in every team fights, because of the Glaives afterburn, and adds Retsu from Taka, Shimmer Strike from Idris as well. So very vastly vast difference in the comms coming up from both teams, Elite 8, and of course the side of Impunity as well. One with dive, and of course one, you know, who can take on dive, and with a lot of sustain coming up from the Poison Shift, and of course from Samuel and the Corrupted Genius on his perk as well. But but there's one thing though, because, you know, it's just down to whether or not Elite 8 can push their early game. And do you think they could? Because, I mean, Taka, he's very strong if you pick up Double Weapon Blade, but it's not advisable because it's not very economical. What do you think Elite 8 should do? I mean, Impunity, they are looking very strong at this moment in time.
Well, looking at it, I do know, like, from, like, before, like, what I think that was either Minimiter or I Request a Duel said to me, that a Samuel has a level 2 spike when you get that, when you get the Drifting Dart plus the Malice and Verdict. So maybe they can go for an aggressive push into the lane, or maybe catch off any of the jungle or even the captain here of Impunity, just to get that, like you said, that early game win that they need. It's a possibility.
Yeah, definitely, and also because of how cheap the item coming up from Vox is as well. That poison shift, where you can pick up 4 minutes in, you will definitely outscale that of Idris in that of the early game. And on top of that, you've got a Sky, you got the Grace, and of course that Samuel as well. But we have to understand one thing as well. Coming out from the side of Impunity, they've got a glaive. They will be running, hopefully the Roam glaive. That way, that glaive can just go up onto lane and just bug, Vox out of lane, or just pester and harass Vox out of lane. That way, forcing the entire jungle, and of course the Roma to come up onto lane as well, just to protect and babysit that Vox, so that Taka can just roam throughout the entire jungle coming up from the side of Elite 8.
Yeah.
But
so maybe,
like you said, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe this is gonna be the moment of truth for the Grace of Elite 8. Like, to be able to hit those really clutch Holy Novas just to stop all of this, I would say, dive that Impunity have. Maybe that's a way for them to get out of the, let's keep diving this Fox in the early game, and because he doesn't have the best of ranges, even though he does have some ability with that Sonic Zoom. Maybe we can catch him off because we have 3 diving heroes.
Well, definitely, I must agree with you. But Dev Q on that Idris, his dive doesn't quite come in until Shimmer Strike. He hasn't got access to Shimmer Strike as well. And in the early game, if you are going to use your Shroud Stab, very haphazardly, or just try to chase, you might risk, in the next team fight, you do not have access to the health barrier, or when the enemy decides that it's a good time to just pull out another team fight. We do see Anime Save Me going in very, very deep from the side of Impunity.
And he will get caught out, 3v1 situation. Anime Save Me, can he get away? He does have a little bit of heal here, but he actually U-turns into, again, the jungle of Impunity. So this should be a first blood. I don't think the Grace will be able to escape. And there you have it. First blood taken by Impunity.
First blood taken by Impunity indeed, and that was Anime Saved Me, just not very aware of the surroundings. I mean, as a Grace, you have a very good early game. You can do invades, you can do solo invades. Problem with that is, if you are going to use, problem with that is that you do not have the escape available. Oh, we do see Official High trying to chase.
He's going to be super aggressive into this one. He actually stole the Trent, and now you can see that the glaive is very low in HP, and that's going to be a 1-for-1 exchange. Actually, no, 1-for-0 exchange. And Official High still wants blood. He's chasing it onto Blucity here. And Blucity might have to respect him as they are looking to chase down onto the Trent. Who gets it? I think it was Anime Save Me. No, it's going to be Official High. And wow, they actually turned it back around. I thought it was going to be a good start for Impunity, but E8 flip a switch.
Yep, flipping switch indeed. And just a quick tidbit for the viewers out there. If you do see, the damage icon, or rather the damage for the last hit coming out, we do see Grace going down yet again to Blue City on that Taka. But if you do see the blue damage coming out on the minion, it means the blue side got it. If it's orange or yellow damage numbers popping out on the minion, then it's the red side that got it. It's just it's just a very nice tidbit that Vainglory added in one of those patches that I guess is rather valuable when the viewers watch and do not quite understand what's happening. Oh, Official High, and again going very aggressive. Ink is very low.
But now he's not alone this time. It's going to be Anasabi to hold his hand. For the meantime, goes in with the dash and gets down the glaive. They're following up onto Blucity here just to steal his jungle. And Anasabi connects a nice Holy Nova that'll give enough room for them to keep the jungle away from Blucity. So Blucity not having the best of starts, even though he does have that 2-0-0. He can't find anything to actually get in the jungle.
Well, that's true as well. And like we said earlier on, Official Hind, or rather Samuel as a hero, he's just so good in the early game. Official Hind may be caught out right now. Blue City is half health.
Or who is actually caught out here, Official Hind. He is a Samuel. He got that Drifting Dark. He got that Malice and Verdict. And, well, the verdict says it's going to be Blue City to go down.
Well, yeah, I mean, Taka is going through a rather tough time and rough day coming into the first match of Split 2 and Week 3. And I mean, Official Hind on that Samuel is just playing so very well. There are a couple games back when Samuel is constantly banned out for the side of Elite 8, and we must know why, and it is probably because of how well he can, or rather Official High can play on this Samuel.
It looks like they want to go for more, as you said. He's just that effective on the Samuel. And once again, this Glaive will get caught out. My goodness, the dive call for Impunity in the early game is getting, well, out-harassed, out-flanked, out-maneuvered in the jungle. Blue City tries to be a bit sneaky with his mobility, but still he gets caught out. He can't escape from that skill shot. And the only, I guess, saving grace here right now for Impunity is Def Q still is not doing bad at all in the lane. Look at that, 37-40 from Hun Jaegers.
Well, I mean, it is 4 minutes in, and it's always expected coming up from him.
That hurts. Oh my goodness, Official Line. He got the afterburn away. That was close though, very close.
That was very close. And as for pro players and CS-wise, it is always recommended to stay about a 12 or 11 to 12 CS per minute. So both laners, they are doing decently well. Of course, on DevQ, we've got 44 CS just to match up, like you said, Han Jaeger on that Fox as well. But the difference in CS really is coming out between the junglers itself. We have Samuel sitting on 34 CS, and of course, we have Blue City. It's slightly low at 19 CS, 5 minutes in. And it is looking rather dim for the side of Impunity, but one thing that we must know is that Blue City, or rather Taka, don't usually need an awful lot of farm to quite work in that of late game, because your items, you have the Storm Crown now, you are going to build into the Aftershock, hopefully, and not the Tension Bow.
Here we go. It's going to be Ake to start off. Good connection on the stun onto Hun Jaegers, but he just actually pushed him a bit too high up. Blue City and DefQ could not follow. No ultimates yet for any of the members of Impunity, so no Glimmer Strike, no Xretsu, so no Joy just yet.
Yep, no Joy indeed. And I guess Shimmer Strike was available for DevQ at the point in time for that fight, but I don't think it is at all worth it to use. At least we do see the siege coming out from the side of Elite 8 as well, and they are playing very, very aggressively. You know, it is quite a reflection on all their previous games as well. When they were one of the top teams, they were very objective focused, and we do see Blue City going in.
Blue City going in indeed. There was actually a miss on the Holy Nova. Anime Save Me not doing so well to defend that, or rather Official Hein, but still they get the 1-for-1. The damage was enough. I think it was Hun Jaegers just kiting to his heart's content. But Blue City, as well as DefQ, they spotted Anime Save Me. Will they go for the dive? Is it enough? They don't have a lot of HP. And so maybe they should just back away. Anime Save Me going a bit aggressive. There's going to be DefQ with the fadeaway chakram. And he just backs off. So 1-for-1 trade.
1-for-1 indeed, and we do see Blue City just going into the side of Elite 8's jungle just to take away the mid healing, the mid treant, and of course the two smalls as well, and nothing much in terms of contest at this point in time. We do see a lot of pressure being placed in lane yet again.
Ooh, there's just going to be the poke that comes out from E8. Here's the backstab coming in from Blue City as well. He's going aggressive, dashes in. Look at the burst though. They immediately take down Han Jaegers, the Vox. Pretty good start coming in from Impunity on that fight. Oh, Glaive very low on HP, as well as Blue City, but they're healing up as little as they can. DefQ goes aggressive. This Samuel, can he get away? Double dive! Blue City gets the last shot. DefQ will be tanking the turrets for the meantime to let this Taka escape the damage.
Taka is one of the very mobile heroes on the foes with that Kaiten, with that Tretsu, and especially that Kaiten. Although you have a lot of CCs coming out from the side of Elite 8, one thing about Taka is that Taka has got a wave. Can Kaiten over Holy Nova?
Oh, and the fight does not stop yet. Hun Jaegers! Holy Nova! Holy 3-man Nova coming in from Anime Save Me. I think that just gave Hun Jaegers enough time to port back to base.
Well, enough time indeed, and he does successfully go back to base. And there is one thing that, you know, I've noticed in a lot of these team fights, and although Official High was very aggressive, has got 15 CS, about 15 CS over the side of Blue City. But, his impact coming into this game, or, in this stage of the game, is not as much as expected. Because, the side of the side of Impunity, they are starting to get their items right now. Taka is slowly building towards an aftershock. He has got a Storm Crown completed. DevQ is sitting on a Poison Shift and Sorrow Blade and has got an infusion in his pocket just in case another fight do break out in the near future. And we do see Official High, all three of the team from both teams coming up to lane. We might be seeing a fight.
Here we go. Mono e mono. Who will win? Who will start up? Blue City goes in aggressive, activates a Sretsu. There's gonna be the afterburner from this glaive. Defi doesn't want to go in overly aggressive. Does he have the Shimmer Strike? Does he have the aggressiveness? But I don't think that's gonna be the case. Jaeger has been adamant with his kiting as well as Official Hind, and they will be able to take down a turret. They're destroyed. They even get a kill. So E8 has a pretty nice, I guess, uncontested fight in that one.
Definitely, and there's one thing as well. Looking at that fight alone, it just boggles my mind why there was no follow-up coming out from DevQ at all.
Oh, they want to. Can they get the gold one? Yes, they do! Oh, that was dirty! Inked actually gets it. There's the Shimmer Strike. Hunjagus is a target, but no, they're just so low in HP. Blue City is going to do it. Police Ryu gets 1-2 shutdowns. And alright, wow, they actually steal the gold mine.
Blue City, Glaive stole the gold mine. Quite impressive, to be honest. And I was hoping for the side of Impunity to take it, at least because, it is an objective for an objective. 300 gold to each of the team, just to balance out, the gold difference between both of these teams. Granted, the side of Elite 8 has got one up, or rather 1,000 gold ahead of Impunity, but at the end of the day, they do look quite even in terms of gameplay. That fight alone, it was just down to DevQ not following up, and thus, they lost in that fight. But had DevQ follow up, or rather, if it was a favorable position for DevQ and of course the side of Impunity, they will definitely win that fight, because they've just got so much CC and dive potential going on top of Han Jaeger and of course Official Hein as well. Even you can just afterburn Official Hein out of his drifting down, making his malices and verdicts not as empowered, not as painful as well. And their dodging abilities, because of being so mobile, you can dodge out of the CCs coming out from Grace and of course Oblivion from Official Hind.
Oh, they spot out DevQ. He will Shroud step away, so he's not in deep trouble for the meantime. And actually, that was actually a good point out from one of our comrades, that they said that right now in this match that Impunity aren't using the same combo that we saw the previous week, wherein it was a Taka and it just going inside the Taka. They're just going in one after the other, and I don't think they need to, because look at that. It's just going to be Glaive starting off with a good afterburner, and Enemy Save Me is way out of position here. He's gonna be trying to run away, but he's not gonna be able to, and they can transition this into a gold mine if they wanted, but maybe just the jungle or even a tier 1 turret.
Yep, and just looking across at the builds, we do see a Now Wave Gauntlet pickup on the side on Ink for that Glaive, just to counter, the echo coming up from Grace. So Grace, while silenced by Now Wave Gauntlet, another fight might break out while they take this turret.
Jaegers is chasing down onto the Glaive, but that's not going to be enough. They do know that there is a Taka, sneaky Taka onto the sidelines. He's trying to kite back and forth, goes in again with the chitin, but he's not going to actually survive. They don't want to dive into that one because they're not prepared. Their positioning is not that good. So Impunity will be getting at least a turret for one Glaive.
Yeah, for one Taka, they are going to get that turret, but they have to defend the second turret as well, as the side of E8 will be going in for the siege.
Holy Nova will miss. There's the Drifting Dark. They don't want to fight under that one. They should just back away. Forces out the Shimmer Strike onto DevQ to actually babysit, or baby back ride.
Baby back ride.
Sorry, right on the back of the Glaive. My bad, but yes. He just used the Shimmer Strike for safety. I should have just said.
Yep. Anyways, just to complete my point earlier on, we do see Ink on the Glaive picking up that now we've gone to just to counter, you know, the Echo pickup coming up from Anime Save Me. So, which means at this point in time, the side of Elite 8, they do not, or the Greys do not have access. If now with Gauntlet connects to double healing from Divine Intervention, this might be a fight changer across. And we do see if the side of Impunity do engage 3-on-3, they will definitely win, or they have got a higher chance of winning, as we saw in a lot of the team fights that were coming out from the side of from both teams. You know, they are looking very, very equal now, with the side of Impunity is just 600 gold above in lead of compared to Elite 8. But Elite 8 at this point in time, they are still looking very strong. They have very good sieging sieging potential.
They're gonna start the fight off right now, right here and now. Han is very low, but no! That's going to be the Drifting Dart to keep the Samuel alive for the meantime. 2 versus 2, but Lucidity is so low. Can Anime Save Me actually go for the chase? I think that's going to be a no. Kraken is awakened. That's actually not part of the fight, but DefQ goes aggressive. He's looking onto Official Hein. Official Hein will be porting back, but he's going to be able to escape. And that was a 1-for-1 team fight.
1-for-1 indeed, but it is a better one for the side of Impunity, as they are and will be starting this Kraken. Flare will catch him out, coming out from the side of Anime Save Me. But whether or not they will continue, I mean, both of them are looking relatively healthy at this point in time, but they have to be wary of Elite 8. Both of these teams, they are playing rather equal coming into this particular stage of the game. Most of the time, or more often than not, generally, you know, trading 1-for-1 in terms of team fight. And when that does happen, you can't quite go in for, you know, an extra, say, an objective like that of a Kraken, if not then a turret. So it is quite bad for both teams. They have to have a really good or clean team fight where, you know, casualties are kept to a minimal, or you pick up more enemies coming up from the side of E8. But there is one thing about Elite 8 as well, is that they do not need Kraken to push tower, as they have got a Samuel with the empowered Melissa and Verdict in Drifting Dark, and of course Hunt Jaeger and Anime Save Me on that Graze that can put out so much damage without much trying.
Are they gonna fight here at the choke? Maybe you don't want to go for that, because like I said, the Samuel pretty good as well on just kiting with the Drifting Dark. The poke at the choke is real. I actually noticed something looking at the items from Impunity. Inked buying an Echo. So what do you think is the, I guess, the ideology or the thought behind this Echo buy for the Glaive?
Well, I guess it's for the energy, and on top of that, you can stun someone twice, or if you need it to get away, you need it to get in deeper. I guess Echo is a decent pickup coming up from Glaive, because I mean, Afterburn is yet again a very good CC as well. It's a very good displacement ability. It's one of the more reliable one if you can hit those Afterburn. So imagine this, yeah? You Afterburn in, you hit Official Hein out of Drifting Dark, you Afterburn in again just to catch hold of Han Jaeger when he tries to get away. So I guess it is a very good item pickup besides...
Oh, but the fight breaks out. It just breaks out. I mean, it's just a little bit of a fight. Blue City will actually port back, so this is going to be weird if they dive in onto Glaive. This might not be a fight that Impunity want to take. The Kraken has been started, but Elite 8 just started it, so it's just, you know, no finishing for now. Both teams just very careful of each other.
Yep, and also one more thing as well. It's kind of a trade-off. If you do pick up an Echo on, say, a utility hero or an off tank, like say that of Glaive, then of course you risk your tankiness, because honestly, Echo does not provide any defensive properties as compared to, say, another Crucible or even a Metal Jacket and Atlas Pauldron. It just allows you to use your abilities twice. So if they are going to look for the utility, they definitely do have it. They are flaring out each other. Poke is being exchanged. Taka maybe going in at this point in time.
Extra 2 activated. There's the Shimmer Strike as well. They're chasing down hard onto Samuel. One more might be it. But no, he survives. Official Hein, my goodness, this man is on dancing shoes because he is just going down tappy tap left and right and leaves only the Glaive to defend for Impunity. That's going to be the opening for Elite 8. Really good fight coming in from them, and Official Hein surviving with a sliver of HP. My goodness.
Yep, that was indeed a very good fight coming out from the side of Elite 8. And one more thing we must notice as well, it was just down to how Ink trigger that now we've gone through. He used it a little too early into the team fight, and thus, Grace was allowed to have access or had divine intervention twice. So that is one thing that, Ink have to realize.
Is he gonna go for it? Can he go for it? Nah.
I personally do not think so, but and that is why Ink really has time to now we've gone right, and basically now with after Grace divine intervention, not after it or even before it. Problem with that is that if you do that, then Grace will have access to a second divine intervention after she activates Echo and her team. On top of a lot of sustain coming up from the team, they have got more with their divine intervention. They are going to look to siege this tower. They will definitely get this tower, but whether or not they will break while losing members as well.
They force the fight once again. That Dark Rift, or Drifting Dark rather, is really helping out Official High and keep longer in these fights, keep alive longer in these fights. And oh no, the Taka taken down. Nice afterburn coming in from the glaive. Good damage as well from Def Q, but it's not gonna be enough. They're chasing down onto the glaive. Will they be able to escape? I think they will. Just set their eyes on the choke turret, and that's gonna be another one. Official High and Anime Saving plus the Kraken pretty high on HP, so glaive, or rather Inked, will be hard fought to defend these last two remaining turrets. Can he do it? That's the question.
He can probably take or rather defend one turret, but when Blue City and Defq comes up, the side of E8 will just bugger off, and this is what they do. They will just allow that of Glaive to push on. We do see Taka coming out.
Oh, they're gonna exchange it. Turret for a kill. Is that the wise decision to do? Taka's going aggressive onto the Grace as well as Official Hind, but he can't. These are the front lines for E8. They're the ones who can tank, who can actually also CC any of the members of Impunity, so they can get away. Impunity, though, losing two turrets for just one Kraken, that is huge for E8.
I mean, that was just 4 turrets taken down really quickly from one Kraken push. So definitely huge for E8, what you said. But at this point in time, there is really no Lyra on the field to just assist in that backdoor or, just arcane passaging in. So I guess the side of Impunity, they can be rather safe, or they can just force this other team fight that they will be going in for.
They're going in for it aggressive. This might be make or break, but I'm missing something. The Shiver Strike does connect, but the heals just too damn good. They're going to be forcing them out once again after burn for Ink just to keep Lucity alive. For the meantime, I see Kaidens away from the fight. They spot out Def Q. He will be having Shroud Step in a second, but the chase is real. This Grace is on fire! And Glaive, can he survive? Once again, he's the last remaining member here, and Blue City goes in a little bit ham, chasing down onto the last remaining members of E8, but this should be it. E8 don't even care. That Vayne is exposed, and they will break it down, yo.
They will breaking down. They'll break the glass. No, the Vayne crystal down. Indeed, I wanted to say glass because I was thinking shatter glass, an item in Vainglory first.
Yeah.
And as in shatter the Vayne as well, and that was why I my brain just decided to go poop on me, and I went like break the glass. But anyways, that was really good play coming out from the side of Elite 8. We do see as well that Glaive tried to punt Grace out of her divine intervention, but Crucible was used timely just to counter that stun coming up from Glaive. So at the end of the day, a lot of times, a lot of team fights we saw Impunity when they